What's up guys, welcome to Wasted Space, and we're back in Robocraft. I thought, why not do a little video just saying, hey, you just started out in the game, you don't want to use one of those, or the pre-built vehicle that they get you, you want to build something of your own. How could I go about doing that, and what sort of things should I put on it, and how, what are the considerations? So what I've done is I've created a completely fresh account, so as you can see I've got nothing special available. This is all the stuff you start with, and all I've done is deleted the standard vehicle by right clicking on it loads and loads and loads of times. So as I've mentioned in my introduction, my first impressions video, I lean very much towards building vehicles with wheels on. The flyers might work at a higher level, but right now at the lower levels you want a vehicle with wheels if you want to have something that's nice and stable and reliable. So first up, you're going to need a chassis for it, and at the bottom of your chassis you really want to be using these heavy chassis cubes. As it says, they're for lowering your centre of gravity, your ballast, and this is what's going to stop your craft, whatever it may be, from falling over. You'll notice in some of my videos, and also if you actually go out and play it a bit yourself, you'll see there's lots and lots of people that are building craft that aren't that stable, put it that way, and you find them upside down somewhere on the battlefield. So start off with this, a nice long solid base for your craft, and you want to use these heavy blocks down the bottom. And what I'm going to do now is just build some sort of stands, some struts for some wheels. So we're going to work on the basis of everything having a redundancy, so we're going to have 2 of each type of wheel, 4 of each type of wheel, so I'm not going to need those. So this is sort of your basic under chassis, and onto this we can attach our wheels, and as you can see you don't need to worry about building it in the air because it will jump up as soon as you attach the wheels to it. So you need some steering wheels on the front, and on the rear just some power wheels. So you've got steering wheels and power wheels, and these are free. If you go to the Cube Depot you can buy more for free if you need. Same goes for the light chassis cubes. Not the rest of them, I'll note. So these corners, all that sort of stuff, you've got loads, but they are not free. So that is your limit. You can also buy more guns, but again, you have a limit for those. So now we've got an absolute basic sort of beginning point. This is an idea for what our craft is going to look like. It's time to flesh it out a bit, give it a bit more strength, a bit more rigidity. So as we have plenty of these blocks, what I'm going to do is just flesh out the bottom of that chassis, and also pull it forward a little bit and wrap it around the wheels to give them a little bit of protection from the front. And at the rear, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to need this one further out. Don't worry about filling in every last hole. This is sort of quite well protected, but also in reality you have a CPU limit and you have a limit on how many blocks you've got, so it's not going to be perfect because it's your first ship. Next, and probably the most important part, we're going to need somewhere to sit. So have this right at the back, somewhere nice and safe, and we're going to put that there, and we're going to need something to shoot with. So we've got loads of these top mount submachine guns, so I would suggest putting them a bit staggered like that, and looks like we've got one left, so I think once we've built a cockpit around our pilot to protect him, I'll put another one back there. So next let's work on that cockpit. So in fact let's raise that one up a little bit just so we can shoot over the other guns without getting blocked, because they will unfortunately shoot each other. It doesn't do any damage, but what it does do is not very much damage to the enemy. So yeah, that looks okay, and using these chassis cubes you can build right up in front of the seat, but I'm not going to, just for aesthetics sake. You'll notice you need to build 2 blocks above the height of the seat, and you do not need windows. You'll see lots of people with windows on their ships. You're always in third person, so there's absolutely no point. Okay, and then from this we can just build it up as nice framework around your driver. Obviously you don't have the other blocks, no armor blocks or anything that unlocked, so just these will do. For the sake of appearances, let's oops. Use these little tetras, fill in the gaps. This is purely now for appearance sake. I mean, the blocks will get blown off individually, so this sort of stuff does have an effect, but I mean, you don't have to worry about it really. So yeah, looks like our driver's suitably protected. Let's put that last gun on the top that I mentioned. Yeah, that'll be nice for shooting over ridge lines and the like, and given we have a little bit of spare CPU left, let's just try and cover up the wheels a little, just a little bit more. You're never going to be able to cover them up fully at this sort of point in the game. You can later down when you've got more points to spend on your craft, but at this point trying to cover the wheels up fully just ends up with a behemoth that doesn't move very well. And these. Cool. And given that the way the destruction model works in this game, it will literally blow one block off at a time, we can also just put a little wedge on the front. Why not? Might even be able to flip someone with it. And there you go. That is a basic idea for a craft that you can build with the starting blocks you start off with that is not the same, and arguably a bit better than the one you begin with, because obviously that one has a very open roof. Your pilot is not very well protected, and if I just jump in, have a look at, I don't know, how effective this is versus the other tier 1 robots and the sort of things you'd be starting out with. And I can promise you it's not perfect, but it's a damn sight better than, where is it? Hopefully someone in here will have one of the absolutely stock vehicles. No, it doesn't look like they do. What on earth is that? The stuff people make. So, nice frontal firepower. Not got much range on it, but yeah. And if I hadn't put those heavy chassis blocks at the bottom, that then would have flipped, because it's got quite a lot of weight high up. Thankfully, because you've got the heavy chassis blocks underneath, the light ones on top, you don't have those balance issues. Where's the enemy at? This is normally the hill where they appear, where we fight over. But for this, I mean, everyone's taking these long-range pot shots. With these sort of laser cannon things, you're not going to get anywhere doing that. They just don't have the accuracy at that range. So you might as well go and try and find a way of getting up close for a fight, or change your angle of attack. Obviously, we've got this top laser cannon that's quite good at shooting over these ridges. Oh, team's pushing forward. Let's go. This is exactly the sort of scenario you want to be in for this. Get out of the way. The enemy are all dying, and it's not me that's killing them. Let's drive, please. Well, this was a poor demonstration. And we're going to lose this because, as I mentioned in my video, no one has noticed that the cap is being taken. There was no way I was ever going to get back in time. Alright, so now let's take this for a quick test drive. See how it ranks up against some of the stuff in Tier 1, how we do. Of course, we've only got those absolutely basic starting weapons, and there will be guys in this tier that are using more powerful stuff, but we should still do okay. Just got to make sure we get in and get into the thick of things, because these guns on the front, really good at close range, not very good at long range. But we've got lots of them, so that gives us lots of sexy firepower. Although not quite as many as that though. Ah, that's interesting. Right, that ship there at the front, that one, is one of the standard craft. One of the ones you start off with. So let's go and join up with him, see where he gets up to, and see how well he does in comparison to us. He's no quicker than us. This is not a particularly good fight to be in. Alright, let's go with him. As you can see, we can take a nice beating in this, and it's still not near having a problem. Front end's a bit beaten up, but pilot himself, absolutely fine. Lost a few guns, but that doesn't matter. And that's kind of the area where this one will do better than your starting vehicle. Even though it's using exactly the same blocks, you can get into a fight where you can take some hits, and you're not just going to get blown out of it. Which unfortunately is the issue with that starting craft a lot of the time, is your pilot's sitting right on the top, right out in view. It's not particularly sturdy, and you just end up getting blown up quite easily. I think he's still alive. Yeah. Ah, right, nice. Us versus the standard craft. Oh, it would have been had we not lost the game. Oh well, it gives you a vague idea. That thing's nice and tough for that first tier. Will keep you alive through most of the battles. Give it a go. I hope this helps. It gives you a vague idea of some of the sort of really basic stuff you can do right when you start the game, just to customise what you're driving around in. And, gives you an idea of what you should have on your craft. This idea of needing redundant wheels, this idea of needing to protect your pilot. So I hope that helps, and if it did help you in any way, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will see you next time.